RNG?
I don't even know what that means.
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative.
No, it's not. It's
Gets the
gross.
people going.
Random news. RNG. TGP.
TGP
Random news
presents
generator. RNG. RNG. Real nigga
black.
games. Random news. RNG.
black.
Random number generator. RNG. Real nigga games. RNG. TGP. Random news. Random news. RNG. Random news.
Real nigga games.
Samurai Black. D-Ring.
Random numbers.
TGP. RNG. Random news. Random news generator.
My favorite part of the third one. Hey, why the long faces? When they're in the bus. Only at 12 o'clock. Little fucking...
That whole bus sequence is like gold, like the whole thing. But guys, welcome to another episode of RNG Radio with your host D-Ring and Samurai Black. Obviously, because it is fall time, it means it's time to rewatch Harry Potter. So if you haven't started, go ahead and get started. But yeah, other than that, how was the weekend for you and the family? I heard we got some. What was it, trunk or treat or just normal trick or treating for you guys?
So the
Friday?
kids did trunk or treating at their cousin's school.
Okay.
And
cool.
then yesterday we did like a Halloween like party or like a movie
Like one of
night
those
at her
festivals?
sister's house.
Oh, okay. Movie
No,
night.
it was at her
Okay.
sister's house. Yeah, she like decorated the house. We had chili, which was fire, cornbread,
Yeah, I need
and then
some
she made
chili.
cookies and pumpkin pie, so that was good.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good. Weekend was good. I felt so good. I 100%ed Spider-Man this
Let's
past
go.
weekend.
Less than
It,
a week.
Less than a week. It took me on total time playing, I think it said 23 hours to 100% it. I did everything.
Yes,
so now if I go in the game,
sir.
I just got crimes to just beat up people. But I would say, like, yes, you guys know I'm a Spider-Man fan, but that shit is game of the year, bro. Like, that shit was so good, bro. Like the not just even like the story was amazing, obviously, but like the animation and like the fluidity between swapping characters, the traversals, the combats, like it was I touched grass, all right. I was in the grass on over there in Brooklyn. I was in Central Park, walking around the park. You know what I mean?
Bro, he's traveling the country, bro. He lives in Arizona, going to New York. Come on now.
Yeah, go to
That's
the
a lot
Lou.
of
I got
grass.
night to do the work shift. I had to do the night shift, bro. I had to cover the streets at night. But no, that was good. But other than that, yeah, week was good, man. It was weekend was good. Now I gotta relax, clean up, get ready for the next week.
Bro, dude, like it just doesn't stop. It doesn't stop.
It
But
don't,
we made some pumpkin bars this week, which were fucking fire. But no, yeah, like a lot of the same. Like we did, like I think I said it last week. We had like the little fall festival we went to last week. We're gonna do, we were supposed to go. Our church is gonna have trick or treating today, but because it's raining here, they pushed it back to tomorrow. So we're gonna do that. And then honestly, bro, like I gotta get ready. My wife's birthday is in like a little over a week, November 7th. So I gotta make sure I ordered her gift. I haven't looked. So it's nice. I know a lot of people get like really weird about it, but I live like basically down the road from my mom. It's nice because like she's like really cautious about like just like stopping by or whatever. Like she always texts us like, hey, like
Right.
so we might stop by. So she's really good about that. But it's also really nice because anything I buy and don't want Katie to say is like I'm just gonna ship it to my mom's house. It's all good.
Go pick it up over
Go pick it up, pick it
there.
up. So everything that I buy, like my mom just text me. She's like, "Oh, I got a box for you here." I was like, "Bet, thanks, I got you." I'll come
Yep,
get it.
on my way to pick it up.
So yeah, so get ready for that. I think she says she wants to go to the zoo though. Like she said, like that's the thing that I want to go. Which
Who? All right.
she likes the zoo, bro. She likes the zoo.
Who the fuck does that? It's your birthday. It's not the kid's birthday, okay?
No. She likes the zoo, bro. Like it's not even about the kids. Like she likes the zoo. I was like, all right. I mean, that's cool. Like it's
Is that, all right,
fine.
whatever floats your boat.
I know exactly,
Lady D-Rain.
right?
You
But
want
yeah,
to go
so
pet a monkey?
no,
Because the animals in
No.
prison is crazy.
No. That's what she likes to do, man. I mean, somebody needs to visit them, right? Like, if they're gonna be there, like, give them some visitation. Come on now.
Put money on their books at least.
Yeah.
No, I like the zoo out here
Nah, bro,
only
putting
because
money on their books is crazy, bro. That's the crazy one. Get out of here.
hey man, I got you, bro. I got you today, bro. Bananas on me, dog.
Bananas on me. You get that banana cream pie today, son. I got you.
No, I like the zoo out here because they actually have giraffes out here, and you're able to feed the giraffes.
Oh, that's
Giraffes
cool.
are
That's cool. We have
giraffes
We
are my
can't-
favorite animal.
I don't
love
think
giraffes.
that we can like really feed too many. So at our zoo, like our zoo is cool, like but like we can't feed anybody, feeding the animals. And
Hey,
then,
facts. R.I.P. Harambe, bro.
probably, yeah, for sure.
I would have put money on his books. I'll tell you that much.
Bro, I'll put a lot of money on his, or he'll take the money, bro. Obviously. But so I think that's what we're gonna do. But other than
That'd be
that, I mean, but then I gotta get ready for Christmas and buy more gifts. And then
Bro, Christmas music is already being played in my house.
and then I got two nephews whose birthdays are in January. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
Kendrick's birthday is in February.
Ooh, and you got V-Day.
Bro, yeah, like it's just like never ending, bro. So like this is the quarter of the calendar that just money just gets thrown. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
guys, like if you see the title, last week I didn't really I was me by myself, so I didn't really talk about the shows that are going on right now. So now that Ham is back, we are 98% caught up on the shows. Ham's 100% caught up. I'm 98%, so I have one episode that I didn't watch, but we're still gonna go over it. But we're just gonna be talking TV shows today. But before we start, if you guys did not hear the news yesterday, rest in peace to Matthew Perry. Looks like
R.I.P.
he
Matthew Perry.
looks like he passed away. Obviously, most well known for Friends. Take care of yourself, guys. Like, take care of yourself. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like, I am definitely I like my food. My gut shows that I like my food, but make sure you're taking care of yourself, because like that's one thing that I always notice, like after like Friends and stuff like that. You like specifically for him, he just looked like he never really like took care of
Take
himself.
care of himself. Yeah.
So like make sure you're taking care of yourself, because they said it was apparently there were calls for to the house for cardiac arrest issues. He drowned in I think what the reports are saying is a hot tub. So like he had a heart attack in his hot tub, and then unfortunately drowned. So like make sure you guys are taking care of yourselves. We never talk about Loki. We never talk about Loki, and it's amazing, bro. What
Bro,
are
we
you
talk about
talking
Loki every week.
Bro, Ghost, you just a hater, bro. You just a hater. Get out of here. So, but for Ghost, we'll actually start with Jujutsu Kaisen, since that's the no. It's wait, what show does he? No, it was Ahsoka that he was actually watching. Is there any show that
Group
you're
chat
actually
dead.
watching? Group chat dead. Because you never watch anything, bro. Like you always want
He
to
watches Loki.
He oh, does he watch it like weekly?
Yeah, he watches Loki weekly.
I
He
didn't
just
know
doesn't
that.
watch JJK.
I didn't know that, bro. I didn't know that. So yeah, no.
He watches
Group chat
Loki
revive.
weekly.
Group chat revive.
Group
What?
chat revive.
Group chat revive. Watch. Just watch. Just wait. Just wait. Just wait. Just wait. Just wait. Nah, I didn't know. I thought you was. I thought it was Ahsoka, and that was it. I thought that's all you watch weekly. So yeah, group chat revive today. Bet.
That's why you looking at me like that, because you ain't know.
So we're gonna start.
Nobody
With
can
we're
know.
gonna start with Jujutsu Kaisen. And then we'll talk about Loki and then Gen V. So Jujutsu Kaisen, 2 episodes ago was the start of the Yuji Chozo fight. And if you forgot, because like for a while, like I kept forgetting like who the brothers were that he kept talking about. The brothers were
I'll hold on real quick. I'll message in the chat Ghost when we're gonna talk Loki, so you can come back. I'll tag you.
Okay, bet, perfect. Here, type it in chat, make sure he sees it.
Yeah, I got you.
He might
Go
have
ahead.
already muted it. So, the brothers that he's talking about, there was a mission that they did way back when, before the time skip, where Yuji fought these 2 curses, and like they were driving like on like the interstate. I forget all the like the details, but they were driving over the interstate, and they I remember, like, I think they were crying at the end, weren't they? I know they were sad, but I know they were sad, but I'm pretty sure there's like a tear that rolled down one of their faces. But he exercised him. He exercised him. So like those are the brothers that he's talking about. So like there's the connection between Yuji and Chozo. That's why he hates him so much. And he said he wanted to kill him on sight. So they start fighting. Chozo is you can kind of see it in like the attire, but he also manipulates blood. So it was during the inter school competition. There was a guy that was a blood manipulator as well. But Chozo seems to be on a way other level than what this dude was. I forget what that guy's name is, but yeah. So he he does this compression and like shoots out a beam, and apparently this beam, didn't they say, was like faster than like the speed of sound or some shit like that? Yeah, it was crazy. So it was I think it's like compression pierce or something like that. I mean, I really don't have to go like into a bunch of detail because the majority of this episode are fights. So I kind of got ahead of myself because they had the Mei fight first. Mei finished. She killed smallpox. I mean, at the end of the day, she killed smallpox, and there was one big piece of information from that fight. Well, two big pieces of information from that fight is Mei's a dog, bro. Mei's a dog, bro. Like, don't let the figure fool you, bro. She's a dog.
It's not the fact of that she beat the smallpox. It's the fact of how quickly she beat the smallpox. Like,
and what seems effortlessly.
Yes, like not even a sweat. Like, bro, the braid ain't even come undone, dog.
But you find out that the child that she's there with, she even says it is that there's a point in the fight where she figures out what smallpox's ability is inside the domain, and it's kind of like a two-stage attack. So like he puts you into a coffin, or a 3-stage, puts you in a coffin and then buries you underground. And if he gets to a 3 count, I say he, but it's smallpox or whatever. He does a 3 count. You are infected with smallpox and you die. Like, so that's it. Like, game over, done. So, what she decides is that she has to she says it like there's no like kind of like wording around it. She says like, "Yo, I need to sacrifice old dude so that I can get a chance to attack smallpox." And she comes over to this little kid. And remember, this I'm assuming that this isn't a kid and they just make him look like a kid, but this kid looks like he's 8 or 9 years old. So it looks like she walks up to this 8 or 9 year old and says, "Will you die for me?"
And his response,
and I'm like, okay, like, no. So this 9-year-old is like, bro, like, what the hell? What you talking about? Nah, bro.
No.
This 9-year-old goes, "You'll let me die for you?" I'm like, wait a minute.
I feel like he goes like, it was like along the lines of like, nah. You're asking the wrong question. It's, can I die for you?
Yeah, bro.
Yes.
I was like, hell nah, this kid is crazy. But that goes into the second big thing that you learn from this fight, and she kind of describes it in this universe, obviously, Jujutsu Kaisen. When you make I think that they worded it a life-threatening pact, so an agreement, a life-threatening pact, you get a huge increase in cursed energy. So basically, I really don't think this kid is a sorcerer, yo. Like for real.
I don't think he is.
I don't think he is. I think he's just this kid that's like, there's this person that's obsessed with this with Mei, because he says that, and then he gets that big jump in curse energy, and then smallpox attacks him, blah blah blah. She gets the chance to attack, she attacks smallpox. But so like she attacks him, like she cuts off smallpox's arms or something like that. The kid is released, and then like she's standing there, and smallpox comes in to like attack her because he's like, "Yo, you just cut my arms, I'm gonna attack you."
Yeah.
And then it goes into like what seems to be like her main technique with the crows. Remember, the crows are her technique, and the main technique with her crows is that she has them do and birds do this. Birds do this all the time. A kamikaze dive, but because they're doing a dive that they know that they're going to die from, they get a huge increase in curse energy as well. And
Mm-hmm.
bro, like it knocks them out. It literally one shots this class 1 level curse.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally one shots it, and like she and that's it. That's the fight, bro. Like that's it.
He
So
walks him.
May's a dog, and if you promise your life that you're gonna that you're gonna fight for somebody, like you're gonna get strong.
Power of friendship.
And I feel like that's gonna come into play a lot during the show, so that's why I wanted to mention it. And then after that, like after the domain drops because she killed the curse, Ghetto's standing there, so like there's a couple fights that can happen the next episode. So like it could be Ghetto and May, or if we go to the other half of the episode, Nanami, and Maki and Diabito. Is like the old drunk guy from the episode before. It's like the guy that's been drinking a lot. They're all progressing forward, and they find this demon that seems to have like eaten a lot. It looks like a low level demon. He's not talking anything. But he's been eating a lot of humans. But they find out that it's like basically a cocoon, right? Like that's what they called it. It's like not even out, I think you said like not even out of the womb or something like that. So Nanami slices it, but instead of exercising it, it like hatches. And like this demon, this curse comes. I keep saying demon, bro. This curse comes out of it, and like this is a bad curse, bro. And I feel like we should have known that was a bad curse because like when they showed like it like kind of like vomiting like the skeletons, there was a lot.
There was a gang of skeletons.
There was a lot of people. This thing ate a lot of people, and obviously, as the curses eat people, they get stronger. As well as with all like the negative emotions that have been happening in Shibuya, this dude's strong. So he like it's funny because not the way the fight starts is like the curse starts talking. And what we've learned is like when curses are able to speak, that means that they're definitely of a certain level. So they already know the guy's strong. But then he like turns 2D, which was really weird. Like he turns 2D and like you kind of see he looks like he's in like a glass panel. And Diabito just shows up behind him. And I'm like, yo, like what the hell is going on? So as the fight goes on, like they start fighting, and Diabito starts talking about his ability. So this part like tripped me up, bro, because Diabito starts talking about like TVs, and he talks about like how the refresh rate of TVs and how it seems it looks unnatural and blah blah. And I'm like, and it's funny because like as he's talking about it, the camera actually shifts over to the curse. Like, bro, like, what is he talking? Like, and he's having his own internal conversation, and Nabito's like explanation of these TVs starts fading out. Like, he doesn't really care about it at all. But before that, before you can't hear him anymore, he starts talking about 24 frames a second, and this man literally weaponizes FPS, not first person shooter, but frames per second. So he goes over his ability, and basically what he does is his ability is it's almost kind of like time manipulation, but not to like that extent. But basically he has this set. He says 24, so we believe that it's only 24 frames a second. But basically, if you are in his area, in his domain, and you move, your movements are anything other than 24 frames a second, then you freeze for an entire second, and you can't move. And that's the whole like them and the way they illustrate it is like you get stuck in a glass panel. So
and he just breaks you. Boom.
Yeah, and then he just bodies. He gets a free shot. Like he gets a free shot on you. Like it's over.
But it can also go to him too.
It also goes to him. So like he's trained his body to be able to know to make sure that he's moving at that frame rate.
At that frame rate, and you can't change the way you're moving. So like he has to know exactly what movement he's gonna do.
Every movement he does.
Yes.
has to be, and obviously anybody that's in that area too
Mhm.
has to be, and you can't like switch, you can't like start a movement and then switch to 24. Like it has to be 24. Like,
Or you
it's
and you
been
can't even like start a movement and then be like, okay, I'm gonna go this way behind him. Because if halfway through that, you can't be like, oh, I need to go this way instead. Because as soon as he does that, he's frozen for a second, which is
yeah,
fucking
bro.
crazy, bro.
And it's mentioned. It's funny because everybody in this show is compared to Gojo, bro.
Yep.
So the way that he uses this ability and how he's able to control his movements, he is basically rated the second fastest person in this verse behind
Oh,
Gojo,
behind
which
Gojo.
they keep talking about how powerful Gojo is, man.
They
Like,
even talked about it with the crows. When she was talking about her crows, she's like, yeah,
oh
the only
yeah,
people
yeah,
that
she
really can,
said
the only people that can really
that
stop
can.
this or not be hit by it is Gojo.
Well, no, I think she said tank. I think she's like the only person that can take this hit
Hmm.
from
Is
the
Gojo.
kamikaze is Gojo, bro. Like I like, bro. Like, Gojo is that dude, bro. So anyway, so back to the fight. So that's his ability. This 24 frames a second. And one thing that we didn't realize until like I didn't realize until right before we started the show is that Nayabito is the head, the current head of the Zenin clan. So
Hmm.
there's been like this kind of back and forth between Maki and Nayabito, which all makes sense now because Maki is a part of the Zenin clan, but she was kind of like shunned or whatever because she isn't really able to exert curse energy. She only uses curse items. But she wanted to be a sorcerer kind of in spite of that. So like you understand now like why she butts heads with him,
Hmm.
and you understand why he's as powerful as he is because he's the head of one of the three main families. So yeah, so uh, they get to tussling, but Nabito's not able to do this on his own. So like all three of them were fighting this curse, and like they're not really doing much damage to him. And Nanami mentions that he's like, yo, like that seems like they all attack him at the same time. He's like, yo, that doesn't seem to have an effect. Or it feels like he just has endless. It's funny that they said HP because he actually said
Hmm.
HP. Like I was like,
Hmm.
bro, like just give me the JJK game, bro. Like just go ahead and start developing. Tell me that you're developing it. I know you're ready. But but yeah, like he says like it's almost like he has endless HP. And then the curse actually uses his domain expansion, and they kind of get teleported to a beach. And like he's just throwing swarms and swarm of these giant fish-like curses at everybody. And low key, they're kind of getting bodied, bro.
Yes.
They're kind of getting
Not
bodied,
kinda.
like so like he decides, so the curse realizes that which is crazy to think because after what we saw Nanami did, he decides like, okay, the old dude is definitely the strongest here, like
Yes.
100%, like no questions. And it's like, bro, how you gonna disrespect Poppy like that, bro? Nanami was dogging people last episode. um so he sends out his attack and he's like, I want 70% of the attack going
You go there.
to Nabito. I want 30% going to Nanami. And then it's like, yo, like you really disrespected Maki like that.
Yeah, bro.
Like
He was like,
really,
I ain't
he's
even
like,
worried
I
about you.
ain't worried about you whatsoever. And he actually calls her out for being the weakest there too. um, but so, and this is I'm glad this happened. And I sent Ham a message basically hinting at this. This is what they needed to do for Kugisaki, because like
Hmm.
yes, Maki 100% is the weakest out of these three. We can all understand that. Like and it also makes sense narratively because she's still in Jujutsu Kaisen High. Like this is
Hmm.
obviously the head of one of the three main families and someone that is long past his high school days. So
Right.
it makes sense narratively that she's the weakest, but like she still puts up a fight. She doesn't get ragdoll the entire time, bro. Because like
Exactly.
yes, like he sends his attack, and he actually knocks her back too. But then she comes back, and like she starts attacking him, and she doesn't do any damage. Like let's be real, like she's not really doing any damage, but she's actually
Nothing.
putting up a fight and actually in there and tussling and shit. So like I hope Kugisaki gets her get back.
She
somehow.
better.
She got to, bro. She got to do something. But Maki was getting it. So, but I mean, this is a really strong freaking curse. So she wasn't really doing much. But then, like as she's attacking, he kind of grabs her blade and like takes it from her. But then you see a breach in the domain, and Megumi shows up. I guess I don't know how to actually pronounce his name.
Same way, bro. Megumi, same thing.
One of the it's probably one of those two ways, but he shows up and jumps into the domain, which I feel like when I saw it happening and I thought this, I don't think I've ever seen anyone in any of these fights just jump into someone's domain like that, right?
No, I haven't seen
I
anybody
don't
just
think
be like,
anybody's just jumped.
"Hey, what's going on?"
Because it almost doesn't make sense to you, because as soon as you go into their domain, now you're in that one hit, that
Yeah.
guaranteed hit area. Like his
Yep.
attack is guaranteed hit, and they mentioned that, but then what he does is he goes into the domain, and the curse says that it looks like uh Megumi and uh what is it's Daigon. Sorry, I keep calling him the curse.
Daigon,
His
yeah.
name is Daigon, because that's actually something that he mentions like while he's fighting them, is that hey, these curses have names, and like he says
Mhm.
his name, and he says some of the curses that they've killed. So Jogo and what was the tree dude's name? I forget what his name is.
Hasami, yeah.
Hasami or something like that. Yeah. So he's
Because
like, we
he
have
sees that and he
names.
starts freaking.
Yeah, because like, he's saying that we have names. So Daigon, I'll make sure that you say so. Daigon and Megumi's domains are clashing and having a tug of war with each other. So there's basically an area, a pocket of Daigon's domain that is not a one hit, a guaranteed hit now, because Megumi's domain is fighting for that control, which I thought was really cool. So like
That's dope.
I can 100% see like later on to like, you know how like Dragon Ball Z had like the energy blast clashing. I can 100% see two fighters like fight. It'll be dope because like it'll be two fighters fighting each other, but then their domains also clashing each other, to take
Clashing
over as
above
well.
them,
Like,
yeah.
that's gonna be dope, because but it's got to be like two domains that look like visually contrasting. So like
Yes.
maybe like Gojo's like infinite domain, which was like really dark and like
Mhm.
galaxy like, and somebody else's that's like
Like
either fire
Sukuna's
or
is
really
very like bright purple, or pink. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, like that would be dope. I
that
can
would be
see that
dope, yeah.
happening. I can see that happening
Mhm.
later on. So and then so as that's happening, Daigon's like, okay, well he's trying to take part of my domain. I'm just gonna kill this motherfucker. And then that's when Nanami comes back from being attacked. So he's standing guard and protecting Megumi as he's doing his domain expansion, or attempting to do his domain expansion. And then Nayabito comes back as well. And this is a cold line, bro, because Nayabito comes back and my man's whole ass right arm is just gone. And he's
Gone.
just like dripping blood from a shoulder. And he walks up and says, bro, you took my right arm. I had that bitch for 71 years. So it tells you how old he is. See, I had that
Yeah.
bitch for 71 years. You gonna pay for that.
Yep.
Obviously, this is obviously like my paraphrasing of it, but basically he's like, bro, you
Yeah.
gonna pay for that.
Yep.
So,
He's like, you got some answering to do.
bro, so but before like they start getting into it, Megumi explains what he's trying to do to Nanami,
Mhm.
and he basically says like, hey, I'm not like actually fighting him to control this area with my domain. I'm just creating a pocket here so that we can leave and I can bring and it gives us time to bring someone else in here. And like
See,
you're
so
saying,
I thought he said, I'm doing this to create a pocket,
to create
and
a
it's gonna
hole.
create a hole, and it's gonna give somebody a chance to be able to get underneath and go attack him. But it has to be one person, and they only have 3 seconds.
Right, but I'm pretty sure okay, so I guess I have to rewatch because I thought it was for them to escape as well.
Is it no? But he said it was only enough time for one person. Like he wasn't gonna be able to get all of the matter. That's why he was only doing it to be, and there was only a 3 second time period.
That's
So that's why
true
they were like,
because
all right.
then Nanami says like, no, there's no way we're leaving you here.
Yep, exactly. So that's why.
Yeah.
But so keep going though.
So
But
yeah,
yeah, so that was the plan.
So Nanami says there's no way we're leaving you here. You're coming with us too. So he yells out, everybody get over here. So Maki and
Can we
it's
just-
dope that Maki and Nayabito actually like listen to him because
Yeah.
obviously I think they all know Nayabito's the strongest.
That
singer.
first of all, he didn't even. He said, "Hey, get your asses on, bro." They scattered.
Bro, he was the designated IGL, bro. Like they knew going in.
Can we just mention how even what's his name?
It's Nayobito, Naobito.
No, the curse.
Oh, the curse. Daigon.
Daigon.
Dagon.
Even he was like, because when Megumi popped up and Nami stepped over there, he was like, "Damn, nigga." He was over there for a cool minute. They had all of them, and Nami's like shirt is ripped, and he got blood on him.
That's what he said. He was like, "Bro, like you withstood that for like 3 minutes,
hour,
though."
or is that it
was like 3 minutes. It was
a
super long period of time, but it's a continuous attack. Like the attack's called Swarm of Death, so like this ain't no light attack.
And they swarmed him like he was, and
bro.
he just comes. But yeah, keep going. So that's just short.
Yeah, because like when that happened, because we didn't really talk about it, but basically, like I said, he threw like a swarm of like fish curses at it, and it's funny because when it happened, Nanami and Maki were standing next to each other, and Nanami starts telling Maki, "He's like, hey, this is what you got to do. You got to do this. You got to do this. You got to do this. You're not gonna have a lot of time. As soon as you feel something, but this is because they didn't realize that Daigon wasn't attacking Maki at all." So he's describing this, and then like as he's describing it, he just starts getting blasted, and Maki's like, "Yo, he gone," and he's just rapping. That was funny. So, but yeah, so he tells it all to come over there, and then he tells her, "Hey, you need to get to his feet right now," and they start slipping through the hole, but then somebody, like he said, somebody comes through the hole. And you don't even see his entire body. You barely see his face, but everybody knows. If you've been watching, that's that motherfucking Toji coming through.
Toji pulls the fuck up.
And like, I just want to know the conversation that happened before this. Because obviously, like they something had to have happened. Some interaction between these two had to have happened for them to be, which seems like working together. And I just need to know what happened because
they're gonna show us.
They're gonna show us. There's no way they don't.
Because
show
if
us.
he did that, okay, so like I took it as Megumi was doing it for one of them to get out of there. But if he did that to bring Toji here, I need to know what they said. I need to know that conversation.
I need to know what's said because so I need to know if he knows who he is. Because remember, like the last time, like Toji and Megumi were mentioned in like the same like conversation was dying Toji say, "Yo, I got a kid. He's gonna go to the Zenin clan. Do with that what you will," and then died. Like that was it. That was the conversation. And I'm really curious on, because obviously, as we know, Gojo kind of like took him under his wing, Jujutsu High. He did not go to the Zenin clan. I want to know, like has Gojo told him who Toji is, who his dad is, like what he did? Like, does he know anything about him? Does Megumi even know that this is Toji and this is his dad that's fighting with him?
I think so, bro. I think he knows, bro.
Or if it's hey, I see my kid and he's not with the Zenin clan, let me go and help out Gojo because he did right by my kid. Like, I really want to know what's going on here because like that's
I want to see if Toji and Gojo are gonna see each other again.
Dude, I don't know, man, because like I feel like so, and this is kind of spoilers, but I've been told that Gojo is in that pocket dimension like for a while.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know, bro. So like if they do see each
But
other,
Toji is back, bro. Like he ain't.
but
Toji ain't going
is
nowhere.
he though? Like, do you really think he is? Because remember, this is an ability. So if anything happens to that witch lady, like I feel like that ability is a wraps and like he's gone, right?
Nigga, what do you mean? Anything happens to that? He cold cocked the lady and killed her
Oh,
expeditiously.
he did kill her. You're
So
right. You're
that's what I'm
right.
saying
You're
because
right.
they were supposed to do it one way, but his soul
Like
took
basically
over
took
that
over.
body.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Toji is back, nigga.
That's
That's a problem. That's a problem. That's what that is. But if
man.
he's on our side, it's not that much of a
Hey,
problem for us. That actually helps us out.
so, but that's the thing is like he was never on. So that was the whole thing about Toji's. He was never on us side. It was yo you got cash. All right, I got you. What you need
Yeah,
me to
but
do?
that was old Toji. Nigga died. That should have changed you. And you got a son now, and your son's
May
older now, so
we don't know if it changes us because none of us have died and come back.
nigga. I'm pretty sure that'll change somebody.
You would think so, yes, you would think so, but
So,
we'll see. I
yeah.
mean, we'll find out next time on Dragon Ball Z, bro.
Find out next week.
Oh man, so that's where the episode ends, which it's a huge cliffhanger. I'm really excited because now we're gonna like at this point we got to get like a Daigon versus Toji episode, and
Oh, I want Toji to be dog with this name,
bro, like
because they don't know how to fight that.
so
They don't know how to
you
fight
know
that.
what's crazy? You know what I was thinking about like on my way home, like just this morning I was thinking about this on my way home because I was thinking about what we're gonna talk about,
Yeah.
and when I got to Jujutsu Kaisen, I was like, bro, like Toji fought Gojo. What's this? It has to have been like
And
I, I'm
maybe
really
shorter.
curious to so no I take that back. No, Zero isn't that far back because Panda and them are first years in
Yeah, it's
Zero.
only a year
So
from
it's only
zero.
like
Yeah.
2 years ago. Okay, so no, that makes more sense. Okay, that makes more sense because I was thinking it's
But
like, yo,
when
like
Toji died, Toji being dead, it's only been what? Maybe 6 years, 7 years, because Megumi was a little boy.
he was a little boy and like
He's in high school essentially
so like
right
five so
now.
like 5 6 years. So what's crazy to me is that Toji was giving Gojo a run for his money 5 or 6 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in that 5 or 6 years, Gojo has become like the undisputed strongest person. Like, how
Well,
big of a jump
well,
is
how young
that?
was Megumi? Was Megumi a baby?
So, no one. So, I don't think anyone has really clarified that, but I
Because
feel
if
like
he
he
was a
had
baby,
to have
that
been
changes
like
it and gives it like 16 years,
I
then
don't
like
think he was a
13,
I don't
14
think he was
years.
a baby. I feel like he had to have been like and this is all speculation. I'm not really basing anything off of this, but
Mm-hmm.
like to entering into the clan, like I feel like when they showed Maki and her sister, like when they did their flashback and when they started actually training, they were
Mm-hmm.
definitely older, like 8 to 10 or something like that. So that puts it in that like 5 or 6 year gap. Like or even
Okay.
less, honestly. It could
Yeah.
just be like they could be like 15 or something like that.
But Gojo was a student still too.
Gojo was a student, but like he's in Jujutsu High, so like that's anywhere from what was that 14, 18 or something like that.
Yeah, but we don't know what year he was either. I
We
don't
don't
think they
we
mentioned.
don't know what year it was. So like it's just crazy to me to think. So like back then, like when that happened, Gojo was already like still revered as one of the strongest out there anyway,
Yep.
even back then. And now like it's just crazy like how
Look at what.
hard they are beating in our head how strong he is, but how strong Toji is as well.
Yeah.
Because
Hell
like
yeah.
like I still believe and like you can like I don't read the manga so I don't necessarily know. But I still think that if Toji had his head on straight, he still doesn't lose to Gojo in that second fight.
You think so?
I don't think he loses again. I don't think he loses, but like because they made sure to emphasize that he was not thinking like he normally does that second time around. So I feel like if he was thinking like he normally does and like really planning his shit out, he beats Gojo again.
I don't know, bro, because then Gojo was on some beat, bro. That nigga came back laughing with blood on his face, dog.
Yeah, like that's a sign. There's certain signs that anime like when like the dead mom hairdo, like
Yep.
the laughing with the blood on your face. Like there's certain signs of anime where like you just know what's about to
Fuck
happen.
that, nigga. If you whoop a nigga ass and they laughing, you
Run.
know something's going.
Run, bro.
Exactly.
Run, bro. Just get out of there. Get out of there. Instant transmission, something. Like I don't know, bro.
Shit.
But yeah, so that's Jujutsu Kaisen. Let's go ahead and keep moving on because we still got other stuff to talk about. We'll move on to Loki. And in Loki, 2 episodes ago, it is the first time that they go back to Victor Timely's kind of timeline and where he's at. So Miss Minutes and Renslayer are the first ones to go back because the very end of the episode, the very end of 3 episodes ago, where hey, we got a blip on Renslayer's Tempad. So Renslayer and Miss Minutes, Miss Minutes tells Renslayer like, hey, he who remains had a contingency plan. If something were to happen to him, that we need to take and she had the package. We need to take this package to this place and this timeline and give it to this person. So Renslayer gets there and Miss Minutes is already there, like just chilling, like kind of waiting for her. So she's got the package and it's a TVA manual. It's just a TVA manual, kind of wrapped up, and they take it to Victor Timely, who is a variant of He Who Remains, one of the variants of He Who Remains. And all they had to do, and she was like, yo, like, what do we do? She's like, just put it in the window and make sure he gets it. She's like, wait, really? That's it? So they do it. And then fast forward, I forget if it was 20 or 25 years, but it was 20 to 25 years. They fast forward. Chicago this is in Chicago, by the way. So Chicago is kind of like a booming mecca, like the technological advances, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And it seems like Victor Timely is kind of like in the middle of it. And he's got all these different investors like giving him money for these inventions, and he's selling prototypes and blah, blah, blah. But it looks like there is some shenanigans happening because some of those investors are trying to kick his ass. I don't know if he like has loans that he hasn't paid or anything like that, but like it's not all gravy for him. But he is working on a prototype of the loom.
That's his big,
that's his big project that he's working on, and how to manipulate that type of energy. And he says like how much energy this will be able to produce, blah, blah, blah. And people are really interested. Enter in Renslayer and Miss Minutes, as well as Loki and Mobius. So they find him, and they're both trying to talk with him to get him to come to their side. So Miss Minutes and Renslayer are saying their story, Mobius and Loki are saying their story, and they honestly they start fighting each other over him, and it gets to a point where he ends up going with Miss Minutes and Renslayer. And they're kind of talking, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And they're talking about being partners and creating the TVA and establishing order and stability, blah, blah, blah. And he's kind of liking that. But when Ravona says that they're going to be partners, there's kind of a, you shouldn't have said that word. You should have picked a better word there because he doesn't feel like he can really work well or have a partner. And you also see it kind of trigger something with Miss Minutes as well, because like she noticed that as well. And next thing you know, they basically throw Renslayer overboard and kind of abandon her. And now it's just Minutes and Victor. And then they go to his lab where he has a smaller prototype loom. Or device. And I guess I don't know if it's. I assume it's the loom because like it's got to be right. Yeah, like because they never like actually say it. But the only reason I assume it, the only reason I was skeptical is because later on in the episode, like he sucks her into it, and I thought that was weird. You know what I mean?
He sucks who into it?
Oh no, that was something else. I lied. No, he
Yeah.
sent her into something else. Anyway, okay, yeah.
Because he even calls it the loom in the later on
in
we'll
the
talk
next
about it
episode. In the next
Yeah,
episode, he calls it.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so him and Miss Minutes are in his laboratory, and she's talking about how great he is and blah blah blah. But gets a little handsy, gets a little flirtatious, and bro, when AI starts flirting with you, like that's a problem, bro. That's a big problem. But she's talking about how she was thankful for him giving her the autonomous ability to learn and to develop and to make her own choices and blah blah blah. But the one thing that he never gave her was a body of her own. And she's trying to put the moves on Victor, and he's like, "Yo, listen, I ain't never been with no AI. Like, I don't know how that feels. He's not feeling it.
Yeah, he's like,
not feeling it. He's like, listen,
I'm not
listen,
feeling that one.
I'm not feeling it. So he sucks her into, I guess, like some little computer or device or whatever, and he thinks he's good now. But then Renslayer shows back up, like, bro, like everybody wants this man, dude. It's kind of crazy.
Yep.
It's kind of flattering, like everybody wants a piece of you, but it's kind of daunting at the same time. Everybody wants a piece of you. So Renslayer shows back up, and she's pissed. Which rightfully so. Like they abandoned her in a boat. Like I'd be kind of pissed too. But she's like, nah, bro. Like no more lies. Like we're going right now. And then Loki and Mobius show up again. And they're like, nah, bro, like he needs to come with us. Like she's lying, whatever it said, blah, blah, blah. But then Sylvie shows up as well. And Sylvie ain't having it, bro. Like Sylvie's about that action. She's like, yo.
She ain't playing, bro. She don't play.
She
Sylvie don't play when she pull up, bro.
So basically he ends up going with Mobius and Loki because and Sylvie stays back because she I don't know if she always knew. Yeah, she always knew. So she not remembers but recalls the fact that Renslayer was the agent or whatever that plucked her out of her timeline. And she talks about how like all she wants is power and blah blah blah. She's not looking for stability. She just wants the power, blah blah blah. And she talks about how she's obsessed with He Who Remains. She's like, if you're so obsessed with him, why don't you go to where she is? And she kicks her through a time door to the end of time, where you see He Who Remains' castle. It seems like I don't know if this is what Sylvie did like before she left, but it's like crumbling. And He Who Remains' corpse is like just sitting there, like rotting.
Skeleton.
It's just skeleton. So that's where this episode kind of ends around there, basically. With Miss Minutes. Wait, talk about. So when Ravonna brings Miss Minutes back out because she's got the device that Miss Minutes was in, the first thing Miss Minutes says as soon as I love you. I'm like, bro, like this AI is thirsty as fuck. Bro.
And then when she brings her out, the
She's
episode
like,
ends with Miss Minutes being like, basically like, oh, well, I'm just going to let you know, like, I know all of your secrets. And like, I know something about that happens and you're not going to like it.
Yeah. She did say you're not going to like it.
And that's what that
But they also kind of decide on that maybe they don't need Victor Timely anymore. They can just do it themselves. So that's how that part ends. And then obviously Mobius and Loki go back to the TVA to try to establish, to basically to fix the loom. Because they needed his aura to open up the blast door so they can try to fix the loom. So that's how that first episode ends. Second episode obviously kicks off right after it. They are Loki and Mobius, He Who Remains, and OB are all trying their best to fix the loom. They have a really good plan. The plan is to put I forget what their machine is called, but inject it into the loom itself and to expand the rings so that more time shins can go through unaffected, and that's the idea to fix the loom. Victor Timely basically says, yo, that's probably not going to do it. I had a similar. I'm here. What did I miss? Loki talk wise. We're on the most recent episode now. Being, shout out to Bing Austin. He's one of the guys we talk about Loki with a lot. So he looks at the design and he says, "Hey, I know what's happening. I had it on mine as well. This is what I did to fix it." So he actually improves on OB's design on how to fix the loom. And they
It was
start
actually
working on
pretty
that.
funny seeing them go back and
Bro,
forth. Like
okay,
I
yeah,
actually
that
really
interaction, because when they brought him in, OB, uh, they really geek out over each other, because if you remember, this Victor Timely has been studying the TVA manual his basically his entire life, and the TVA
Mhm.
manual was written by OB. And then OB talks about how everything I learned was from this guy Victor Timely, and then they realize that he's OB and he's Victor Timely, and they're like, they're super
Can you
geeking out, and he's like,
can you
"Can
can you
you
write it?
sign
Can
my
you
book?"
Yeah, exactly. Only if you sign my book.
It was cool. It was cool. It was cool. I like that. I like that. That was a really cool interaction. So they start working on their idea to fix it. And uh B-15 is trying to convince Docs and her crew to start working with us, because obviously it's kind of one of those, like, not those extremists, like Docs just wants the TVA to survive and to
Mhm.
work. And B-15 is like, they want to use that like devotion and say, hey, like, help us restore the TVA, because like we both want the same thing. We both want the TVA to survive. We both want the TVA to do what's right.
Mhm.
Will you fight for the TVA? And it looks like she kind of gets through to her. But they're all, her and her Minutemen are kind of deciding what they want to do. And then Renslayer and Miss Minutes teleported, because they have a working Tim pad, because Miss Minutes is working with obviously Renslayer.
Mhm.
So they teleport in, and she tries to convince them to join her side. And bro, B-15 has to be like the best public speaker ever, because in the 2-minute conversation that she had with them, the whole squad was
Was
like, all
like,
right,
nah.
cool. Like, we're with B-15, we with the TVA.
Yeah.
And except for X5, because X5 just trying to live, bro. He's just trying
He
to
a
live. He's
bitch.
like, bro,
He a
like,
bitch,
nah,
bro.
he's just trying to live, bro. He's like, bro,
Fuck that
just let
nigga.
me live my life, bro. I've been working for the man for how many years? Let me just go live. And that's what Rinser promises him. She says, like, yo, if you come with me, I will let you live your life on the second timeline. No questions asked. Nah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Bing. Thank you. Fuck
Bruh.
X5, bro. He a
So
hoe.
so he's kind of on the it's funny because like he acts like he's on the fence, but he really just wants to live his life. He really just wants to go back to the timeline and just be done with all of this. So he
Mhm.
doesn't side with the Minutemen and Docs. And she didn't say this, but basically she's like, yeah, nah, y'all, if you're not with me, you're dead. You're not with me, you against me, type of thing. So they
Mhm.
turn on that. I don't know what the machine was called, but they turn on the machine that basically collapses space and time, and she just shrinks them out of
All of them.
existence, bro.
And
The
X5
whole squad,
and guess
bro.
what? X5 is just
Just
sitting
sits
there.
there and watch, bro. He watches it, man. Like, he watches it. He's squeamishing, obviously, because like people are being squeezed out of existence. But he
And
just
Docs is sitting there
watches
like, how
all
does
of
that
his
feel?
homies. Yeah, that's what she
Knowing
says. Like,
everybody's
as
gonna be
they're
sitting here dying.
not flinching or anything either. She's like, yo, like, it is what it is. Like, how does it feel that every one of us, and it's like, it's her and like 30 people or whatever,
Mhm.
bro. Like, just sitting there knowing they're about
Miss
to die.
Psycho, Miss Minutes. Yep. Oh, bitch.
And just being squeezed out of existence. And yeah, like being Austin saying, bro, Miss Minutes is literally like salivating at the mouth, bro. Like, she's like with it,
He's like,
watching
oh
these
yeah,
people
oh
get
yeah.
fucking squeezed out of time and space. And I'm like, bro, like, this bitch is evil. Like, I
That's
just want
some
to stop.
class.
I want to stop the explanations, but like, this bitch is evil. And like, I knew this in season 1. Like, I'm
Mhm.
like, we didn't talk. I don't know if we talked about it a lot, but I know that last season, last time we talked about, like towards the end of um Loki season 1, I was like, yo, Miss Minutes is evil. Like, she's probably the
Mhm.
real villain. This bitch is evil,
Evil.
bro. Like, damn.
Evil as fuck.
So X5 gets recruited to Renslayer and Minutes. They go back and they start trying to. They kind of start attacking the TVA from like the inside. Because Miss Minutes is able to manipulate the technology, and she's able to get in
Mhm.
and out of that tech. It's pretty easy for her to kind of shut everything down. Like, none of their tech is working. Their temp pads aren't working, and eventually, like, all their tech in the TVA stops working. Obi has the idea to, if they do a complete reboot of their security systems, that it would lock Miss Minutes out for he doesn't say how long, but he says a period of time. It's not an indefinite thing, but it's a period of time. But he's hesitant because OB's like a by the books, by the rules type of guy. And he's like, but that will take down all security measures. And then he says, like, but that'll take down the barrier that stops magic. And like Loki and Sylvie hear that and like, wait, that's all we had to do? Because obviously
they're like, yo,
do
that
shit, bro. So they do the reboot. Miss Minutes starts kind of glitching out because she's getting kicked out. And bro, like it's weird because like she's glitching, and like as she's glitching out, she's talking to oh sorry, but at this point actually Ravonna and Miss Minutes have Victor Timely again.
With X5 in there.
With X5, they have him again, and they he's telling them what Mobius and Loki are trying to do, and kind of explaining that scenario.
Well, before you continue on that part, after Loki and Sylvie told Obi, screamed at him to do it, so he did it. Everything cut off. X5 was walking, and he ran into Loki and Sylvie, and Sylvie put her hands around X5's head, so she had what's it called? Like had him kind of like under a spell.
Yeah.
When he was in there and everything too. Which then led to them going and talking and stuff.
Like what she did, like all of season 1. Yeah, so they're doing all their magic again now that they're here. Now that it's been rebooted. So they get back in that room. Miss Minutes starts glitching out. And it's really weird because like it's almost like she's disappearing. But she starts glitching and then she says, I have something to tell you. And I couldn't figure when she said that, I couldn't figure out I couldn't really catch if she was talking to Victor or if she was talking to Renslayer. And I don't necessarily know who she's talking to when she said that. But the next thing she said, and it was a grim face she had. She looked
like one eye open and everything too.
Bro, it was like I'm not gonna say terrifying, but it was chilling, like the face that she had. And her glitching obviously added to that effect. But then she goes, "You will never be him." That was obviously that was directed towards Victor Timely, saying that he will never be he who remains. And then she disappears, kind of reappears like she's rebooting as well. But she's very like analog, so it looks like it's gonna take some time for her to get back to her true self and be able to do everything that she was able to do. So, but it honestly looks like she's loading back in. Like it's kind of the best way to say it. So, with that being said, that's when Enchanted. Thank you, Austin, for that. Enchanted X5 comes in, and prunes Renslayer.
Deuces.
Like she's pruned, so like she's out of there. They take Victor Timely back to the Loom like headquarters or whatever. They match his aura. They talk about the plan. They haven't been able to test it, but they believe it's still gonna work. And they're like, okay, to do this, there's so much more temporal energy out there. Like whoever does it has to be really, really fast. They have to run out there, put it in, get back. Otherwise, they'll be unraveled.
We forgot one big thing too. Hold on.
Go ahead.
So in the meaning of all of that, when it's all shut down and everything, Sylvie and Loki are trying to go run up and catch.
Yeah.
Sylvie goes into the elevator. Elevator door closes, and she gets stuck in there. She goes, "Go take the stairs." So Loki's taking the stairs, and he's running up. And
okay, so when did you know though? When did you know?
When I knew once he stopped running and I recognized the room.
I recognized the scene. I was like, wait a minute.
No, so Loki goes and he stops running and he turns and looks. And then you kind of hear in the background a phone ringing. And as he's looking, you see from the first episode, Loki running to the phone from the elevator. It's like the whole beginning scene, basically. And the elevator door's kind of opening because Sylvie's kind of opening it. She opens it and she goes, "Oh, there you are." Boom. Loki pruned himself in the first episode, which is one question we've been trying to guess. We've been got all thrown out things. I thought it was Ravonna personally. But if you remember in the first episode, he said, you have to prune yourself.
Yeah.
And Loki pruned himself, and it's funny because he sees Sylvie and he's like, "I'll explain everything. It all makes sense later."
He's like, "Listen, I will explain everything. Just let's go. We don't have time."
And
yeah,
then he
you're
hears
right.
the
Thank you.
phone
That is
ringing,
accurate.
and that's when they pick up the phone, and Obi tells them thing. Yeah, I
Yeah, and
promise
Obi's
you.
like,
This will
"Yo,
make
y'all got to
sense.
get down here. Y'all got to get down." So they get back to the room. And then they
Yep.
start. They do
That's
the
when they start
aura.
doing the plan.
They do
Yep.
the aura. They're like, "This is the plan," and I promise you, this will make sense exactly, right? So they go over the plan, and then kind of out of the blue, Victor volunteers to be the one to take the machine out there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really random because I think at this point it has kind of been like understood that Loki was going to be doing it. But he's like, no, I have to do it. And he says, I have to do it because if something goes wrong, I know the machine and I can fix something. You don't. It makes sense for it to be me. And I was like, all right, cool. So
And
he
like,
gets
Obi's like, I don't care who goes, nigga, get your ass
somebody's gotta
down there.
go now. So they get down there. He gets all suited up. The doors open. He takes a step. Boom. Done. Dust.
Bro.
Bro,
No, not even dust. That nigga
like, oh,
turned
yeah,
into
shit.
fucking spaghetti, dog. He literally looked like noodle. Like body.
I
just,
was like, and it's funny because I was watching the episode and I was downstairs and we're eating, and like when the doors are opening, I went down for a bite, and when I came up, I saw strings. I was like,
what?
I was like, is he gone
Bro,
already?
where it's in the fucking Lauren. What the fuck just happened? What is going? I'm like, oh, and then like as soon as that hits, dog, I love how they panned and
Back to everybody else.
Listen, everybody kind of did their parts, but there are two specific people that sold that damn role and made me feel feelings. When you saw Mobius's face, Owen, like he looked so terrified because he was like,
because he's
what?
experienced it. Like, and I know it's really Owen Wilson acting,
Yeah.
but like the character as well, like because he's experienced, like not to the extent obviously because he's still alive,
Right.
but he almost experienced that. So like for him, like it hits even harder because no one else
And
has
then-
been out there.
Right. And so then like everybody else is like kind of scared, and then it just looked like, what's gonna happen? What do we do? And shout out to Tom Hiddleston, bro, because Loki turns and like he's about to cry kinda, and he's just like, I don't know. That's all he says. I don't know. And you don't hear Loki say that shit a lot.
No,
okay?
no. Not out
You
loud.
don't hear
Nobody.
I talk about where he who remains is on the good basket. Does Victor Timely prove that Kang variants do have the ability to be good / heroes? Well, Victor hasn't really been good. Because if you know, especially in the comics, if you know about Victor Timely, like Victor Timely is a Kang variant that lost and just went back in time to try to restart and get it so he can win. Like, so it's, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a good Victor Timely is.
He also goes back, and Victor Timely is also the one that goes back to try to turn Richards as well. So like he's not really a good person. But to answer your question, I personally, and I could be wrong with this, I do not think that every single variant of Kang are in the war. I think there is a good chunk of them that fight each other, and the others are just
King Nathaniel Richards has been Iron Lad.
Yeah,
he's like fought with the Avengers, like they're like he fought his evil self. Like like there are good variants of him, but Victor Timely's not one of them. Right. Maybe they might made him for the MCU though. You never know. They could have done that for the MCU. I just feel like, especially with him, like was willing to sacrifice. Bro, listen. So now think about this now.
Okay, so time. Let's be real though. Nobody thought that they would die that fast. Everybody thought this plan was going to work.
Listen to this though. What if? Okay, so now we've downplayed Victor Timely. I feel like we're downplaying Victor Timely. All right,
he is.
Yes, because I feel like we're downplaying.
That's the whole thing with the beginning of that first episode, or the first one that you see him in Chicago. He's manipulating all of these people. And
because all this shit doesn't work.
Money. Yeah, like all of his stuff doesn't work. And that's one thing that Obi says, like when he gets there, is that, hey, Victor Timely is probably the smartest man I've ever met in my entire life. I learned everything I can from him. If he was born in a different, later in time where technology had advanced more than what it was, he would be way bigger than Einstein. So the thing is, Victor Tommy knows his stuff doesn't work, and he even says it himself. He's like, I wish I was in a more technology advanced because technology can't keep up with me.
Mm-hmm.
So personally, I think this entire time he's been trying to play all parties involved.
So now my take is, think about this.
Yeah,
all right?
he's definitely playing dumb. He's definitely
Listen,
playing dumb.
he's played timid, scared. He's not daring. He's not the one to, you know what I mean, go and do all that stuff. But after doing all this stuff, working with the Loom, working with Obi, getting more information on the updated technology, he goes, hey, you know what? I got to go out there. What if he had to go out there and him getting torn into strands like that wasn't him dying, but actually taking him somewhere else?
So yeah,
and he knew that was going to happen. That's why he chose to go out there.
And I'm glad you said that, because I don't know if I mentioned it in our group or you directly. I personally think, and this is my thought, I really think that there was something written, a small note in the specific TVA
TVA
manual that they gave to him. I believe it with my whole heart because of a couple of different things. First off, why wouldn't he remain to say, hey, give him a TVA manual?
Yeah.
Why is it this very specific one? First and foremost. Two, like he doesn't go anywhere without it. But three, when he's talking, like
Mm-hmm.
it was really quick. Like when he's talking about like the Loom and things like that, when they were talking about how it's about to explode, it was just completely out of the blue, man. Like they had already talked about this plan a couple of times, and he never mentioned him going out there. But now it's like, now that it's happening, like, no, let me go. I have to go. I got to be the one.
Remembered in the book, hey, at this specific time, this is gonna happen. You got to go out there, and this is what's gonna, bro.
You have to go. So I definitely think that something.
I can get behind that.
I think that something's happened. I think that something's written in that manual that tells him, hey, you need to go out to like either to the Loom or go out to like the Strand of Time or something of that nature.
Because him doing that causes a certain timeline or a specific timeline to be created in order for Kang to rule again.
So okay, so here's my thing. So another way, and I kind of just thought about this. So my thought, so after all that happens, after like you see everybody's faces, you kind of just hear kind of an explosion, and the screen just goes black, and that's the episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
It came out later on in the week that they said that the energy out there, that temporal energy, is very similar. Did they say similar or the same as the prune stick? Okay, so similar to the prune stick. So they said the energy out there is similar to the prune stick. So personally, and this is kind of where we're speculating, I believe that explosion was just a big prune explosion.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he has been pruned, and now that is taking it. And obviously, as we know, when you get pruned, you go to the end of time where Alioth is eating everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is He Who Remains his way of getting his other self out to Alioth. And in that notebook, he tells him how to either conquer or subdue it so that he can control it and win the war.
That'll be dope. I can see that. That'll be dope.
But I just want I want the whole pruning aspect to be right, because that gets us back to Kid Loki and Gator.
But I don't want.
We need more Gator.
I don't want. I don't think it's gonna send them back to the. I think Sylvie killing He Who Remains, and it breaking up and causing all of that, and then this happening, I think it's gonna scatter them across different universes.
You think? You think that's?
I think so.
And I can honestly see that happening, like, because like the illustration of him being multiple different like strands or strings could kind of hint to that as well. So yeah.
Yeah, and then them going out, they get thrown into different things. I feel like Mobius is gonna see himself like on a jet ski. You know what I mean? With the family happy, and I feel like it's. I don't know exactly where it would throw Loki, but if it did throw Loki, like, so look at this is my thing. This is real quick. If it did throw Loki into the MCU nowadays, I can see him being like, oh shit, I'm here. I don't see anybody here though. Nobody's gonna recognize who's gonna. He's like, oh wait a minute, and he just sees like Ant-Man's book because he has that book out. He goes,
yeah.
I remember him. He's the one that kicked the briefcase. Goes up to him, starts talking, and then that's how Ant-Man realizes like Kang ain't gone, bro. Like,
Yeah.
because he's like, oh
Like, he's
yeah, I'm trying to
really
find this
not
guy
gone.
Victor Timely. He's like, oh really? I never heard of that name or nothing like that. He's like, yeah, I just fought a time guy or something like that. And he goes, what did he look like? And then they show him a picture. And he goes, that looks like Kang. And he realizes all the variants and stuff like that. And then that's how Ant-Man, because the only people that know about Kang or anything about him are Loki, Sylvie, and everybody in there, and then Ant-Man and Wasp. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
So,
and they think he's gone.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Would be wilder if a liar has memory and feelings and recognizes him like as his owner. That'd be
Personally,
crazy.
I think that what's going to happen here is that we are going to get, after Loki season 2, when it's all said and done, I feel like that it's going to be a similar aspect of the end of Multiverses of Madness, and that they think Kang as a whole is kind of done and on pause. Because
I don't think that, bro. I think that
I think so, because they still have to build up some of these other characters, like, to get us to that final end game type scenario. You know what I mean? So like,
but you
not
gotta
for a long time, but like for like.
but think about this. Now think about this. How long did the Avengers really kind of know about um Thanos and all that stuff and Infinity Stones and all of that stuff before he actually pulled up? A long ass time, bro. And it took him a while to be dealing with it and all that stuff.
Well, that's what I mean by, like, I think they're going to like put Kang as a character on like pause while they build up everybody to catch up, and then like you said,
I think that these Kangs are going to keep popping up, especially with the councils of Kings. And maybe let's just say like some of them start falling off and they thinking that they beat them, but then that leaves one main Kang that run that whole army.
I don't mean to cut you off. You know what I think would be dope though is that, I take back what I said. Like, don't put Kang on hold, but have all of your superheroes. So like, it's like, obviously, so Ant-Man and Wasp have fought a Kang. Loki has fought a Kang. I want to see like the Marvels fight a Kang, and beat one, and then or seemingly beat one, and then blah blah, and then somebody else.
That's what I was saying. So like they continue it on. So then
they all
say
fight a variant of
Ramatut, right? Boom. This Ramatut fights fucking the Marvels. Boom. They defeat him. They're like, cool. So then then another one goes and it leaves.
They bring in the Fantastic Four later on,
and they beat one, but there is a council of Kings. So if they beat off all of them and it leaves one singular Kang remaining, he can run that whole army himself.
Yeah,
which would then lead into Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, because then their eyes are like, yeah, we beat him. Oh yeah, but then they meet up and they're like, yeah, what you guys been up to? Dog, we beat this dude, Kang, man. We wait, I beat Kang too.
I beat Kang. What are you talking about?
Exactly. And then you just see fucking Kang pop up out of a time portal, bro, and be like, did you beat me though? like all of them popping up and like, nah, I don't think any of us beat him. Like, bro, I can see that happening, bro.
Beat off all the Kangs, wild, bro. Exactly. All right, so but yeah, that's catching us up with Loki. We only have what, 1 or 2 more episodes left. I think
two more episodes.
2 more episodes.
It's funny because LA hit me up and he goes, dog, that's the finale. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, that's the way Loki's gonna end. No way. I'm like, dog, we got 2 more episodes. He's like, no, we don't. And he sent me a screenshot. I'm like, nigga, that's season 1. He was like, oh yeah, my fault. I'm like, dog, but what are you talking about?
That's crazy. All right.
But yeah, 2 more episodes. It's going until November 9th. So we got this week and the next week it will be the finale.
All right. So last but not least, we are going to be talking about Gen V, the Boys spinoff. There's the first episode we're going to talk about isn't as no I lied, because I'm an idiot, because I shifted them down. So I'm going to talk about 2 episodes ago, and Ham is going to talk about the most recent episode, because I haven't seen that one yet. So the 2 episodes ago, basically we found out that Kate has been suppressing memories of all of her friends, blah blah blah, yada yada. Everybody's pissed at her. She goes through and she starts undoing what she did to everybody. Everybody's starting to remember what's happened. Emma gets her memories back, and she remembers Sam and immediately goes back to find him. She gets back. I'll start with her. Emma gets back to the drive-in. She tells him that she remembers blah blah blah, and they screw. And bro, like, these motherfucking Muppets, bro. Like they're popping these puppets up at the weirdest times, bro. And like, not only did they do it when Sam was killing everybody, but they turned her into a little puppet while they were having sex, and that was weird, bro. That was weird.
Yeah,
I was
it's
like,
a
bro,
little
like,
weird.
stop. That was weird. So anyway, so that's them. And now if we go back to the other three that she saw, so Jordan, Andre, and Marie. So she's talking to them. Andre is still on his fuck you shit. Marie is starting to kind of feel bad for her because she's like, hey, like, we're all kind of screwed up. Like she was going through a lot too. Blah blah blah. We should go talk to her. But like, as that happens, Kate starts seizing, and it's crazy, man. Like, Marie is getting all these level ups, like almost every episode at this point. Like, Marie is able to, because they find out that they take her pulse, and her pulse is really low. Marie was able to stabilize her blood pressure, like without like giving any type of medication or anything like that, which is absolutely insane. Absolute insanity, dude. Like, that's crazy. Bro. So she's getting all these level ups, which I think is kind of cool, but kind of plot armory or whatever. But it is what it is. She developed her powers later anyway, so it is what it is. So she's kind of stable, and they're sitting around trying to figure out what to do, but she's still unconscious. And they're sitting around deciding what they want to do, and all of a sudden, she like disappears. There's a quick flash, and she disappears, and it's weird because like it's almost like a wall breaks. It's almost kind of like the third wall breaks, but there's a wall that breaks like in the background, and they walk through it, and they quickly find out that they are actually inside of some of Kate's memories. So like, it's showing if you remember from a couple episodes ago, she confessed that when her powers awakened, she was a little kid, and she told her brother to go away and never come back, like all siblings do. Like I mean, that's something that's so outrageous. But because of her ability, he literally started walking away, and probably physically cannot turn back around and come back home. So like, her family was looking for her for multiple days, and you're seeing all of this. You're seeing as they're looking, and the police officer and her mom are like, "Yo, we've been looking for 3 days," and the mom's like, "No, we have to keep looking. We can't find him because he's like 5." She said, like, he's 5 years old, which is crazy because I don't remember her saying that he was 5 when she did this. I thought he was going to be older. So a 5-year-old literally just walking away and never coming back, it's really traumatizing. But it makes matters worse. The mom tells police officers like, "Hey, I don't feel safe around her," and that's when like her, not imprisonment, but basically her solitude happened. Like, they basically locked her away from contact with anybody. That's when like the whole glove thing happened, where if she's around anybody, she has to wear these gloves. Blah blah blah. Well, the dean Shetty, like, fast forward in time. Actually, no, before we get to that, they also run into Soldier Boy has his appearance in this episode, where it's not the real Soldier Boy. It's imagination. It's her, but it's basically a fantasy of hers, and he talks very vividly and very descriptively about how she would masturbate to Soldier Boy, and blast Jonas Brothers music and hump pillows and blah blah blah, yada yada. Like, it's a really graphic scene. And he tells him like, "Hey, like, yeah, like, if you're here and this is the real you in here, and then you need to figure out why you're in here and get out, because they're seeing like this red lightning happen everywhere, and he tells them that it's not red lightning, it's her blood vessels popping. Um, so like they're really kind of going kind of like a Jean Grey approach with Kate, and we'll see how it continues to go. But he tells them like, hey, like if she like dies or like goes like vegetable and her brain like stops, like you're stuck here. And like
Mm-hmm.
that's actually them is the way he describes it. It's their consciousness inside of her brain. So if their consciousness gets trapped in there, like obviously they're gonna go vegetable too. So like they're screwed as well. So
Yep.
they try to figure out what's going on, and that's when it fast forwards. Actually, before it fast forwards in time to Kate, they go to a different memory, and it's inside the school. Um, and Kate is meeting Luke for the first time. They're in class and they're kind of flirting or whatever. Um, and Andre's like, "No, I can't be here." He tries to walk away, and this is kind of where it gets kind of trippy because then the the memory of Luke starts talking to Andre.
To Andre, yep.
That was that kind of tripped me out. Like when that happened, I was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Yo, like whoa, that shouldn't be a thing." And he's talking to Andre, and he's like I missed you, and he's like, "No, you didn't. You're lying to me." Blah blah blah. And she's kind of putting their memories against them. Is kind of what's happening, because what we find out is that I think I told Ham this like, after the second episode probably. I was like, bro, like
Mm-hmm.
if you start having sex with my girl like the day after I die, like that's not cool, bro. I'm haunting you for the rest of your life. It was not the day after he died. They've been going at each other for what it seems like
Years.
bro. Like he's been banging his best friend's girl for at least like a couple years, bro. And like, but it's not just Andre seeing it; everybody's seeing it. So now Jordan knows that, and Marine knows that as well. And now it's out in the open. So like they kind of cloud him for that, and then it transitions to another memory.
Mm-hmm.
This one very very quickly they realize it's not actually Kate's memory, but it's Jordan's memory.
Mm.
And it's a memory of Luke storming into the professor's office and having basically a screaming match. It's one of those times where Luke was remembering his brother and like trying to get answers. And this has to be really early, so I feel like this is like got to be like first or second year, right? Because
Yeah.
they're third. I think they're fourth years right now, but this is before Jordan was the TA.
Mm-hmm.
So it has to be like first or second year.
Yeah.
And basically, like Jordan puts Luke to sleep. Like takes his gas mask and puts on his face so that he doesn't attack the professor or anything like that.
Professor.
And then
Yep.
and that's when he makes Jordan the TA and says, "Hey, like you need like this has to be our secret. You can't tell anybody." And he agrees immediately. Um,
Little. Mm.
he even and it's crazy because like he even tells Jordan that they're giving him an experimental like boost, like they're juicing him, and you find out in a little bit of time that they're juicing him with his brother. So obviously at this point, I think it's like there's no debate. Sam is infinitely stronger infinitely stronger than Luke ever was.
Mm-hmm.
So what they've been doing is they've been somehow, I don't know, either through blood transfusion or what, but they are putting Sam's strength into Luke somehow and
Mm-hmm.
making him stronger, because they even say like he's burning brighter than ever before. So they're
Mm-hmm.
making him stronger by using Luke somehow. And I have no idea why. I think they might go over it later, but I don't know. But that's what they've been doing to Golden Boy, and that's what's made him so strong over the years. And
Fucking
obviously
crazy, bro.
Jordan didn't know like the details, but
Mhm.
Jordan knew that they were experimenting with Golden Boy and didn't say anything about it, which is also really fucked up.
Yep.
And then from there, kind of like the environment starts to crack, and they're like, oh, like maybe like her brain is cracking or whatever. So they run and they see a door, and Marie's like, oh, I recognize that door. Um, and it's the door to the bathroom. It's the door to the
Yep.
bathroom, and then so now Jordan and oh my gosh, Jordan and Andre see kind of the scene of what happened when Marie's powers awakened, how she unfortunately killed her parents. And in the corner of the bathroom, now I didn't see, bro. They didn't show this, so like these are obviously memories. So this is kind of like how it happened. But apparently, like after the whole bathroom thing, because Marie was in the bathroom obviously when it happened, but at some point she had to have left, and the little sister went in and was just like sitting there, bro. Like that's
crazy.
rough. That's rough. So she's like sitting in a bathroom full of blood, and the corpses of her parents just lying there with blood sickles like piercing through their body. And like she tells her, it's like, hey, like this is your fault. No matter how hard you try to be a hero, you'll always be a murderer. Blah blah blah. I don't want anything to do with you. But that's when Marie, obviously, because she's the MC, like she says, like, hey, listen, this wasn't my fault. Like, and then she says, Kate, you were the one that like told me, hey, this isn't your fault. You have to realize that this also isn't your fault. You've been manipulated and kind of screwed over this entire time. You need to wake up. And then that's when they get back to Kate, and they finally get her to wake up, and they get released from this trance or whatever you want to call it. Everybody wakes up, and then that as soon as they wake up, just happens that's when Sam and Emma get back as well. And Sam was on site, bro. He saw freaking Kay and just started bodying her, bro. Threw her through a table. Everybody tried to stop him, but once again, like I said, like Sam is infinitely stronger, bro. He's OP as shit. He throws them all away, but then Emma, because she's got the magic coochie right now, she gets him to calm down, and he lets her go. And they're like, okay, listen. So now at this point, Sam, Emma, Andre, Kate, and Jordan, they're all and Marie, they're all together. They all have their memories. They all know what's happening. They all know what was it? Shetty.
Shetty.
Thank you. Shetty is up to no good. They know that they've got to stop her, and they know that she's kind of the key to everything. And the episode ends with them like, all right, let's go.
No, the episode ends with
yeah. That scene ends. You're right. So after that scene ends, they go. It flashes over to the doctor that's working for Shetty, the lead doctor that's been doing the experimenting. He shows, so basically the virus that they've been working on is, he said, and he's always said, it's a way of controlling soup. So basically it makes them sick, but it makes them sick in a way where they can't use their abilities. So like they go in and they see the patient they're working on, and she stands up, and it looks like she has some of a lightning ability, because like you see crackles of lightning in her fingers, but it stops there, and she's not able to do anything. And they're like, yo, this is great. Like, I'm going to write up my report. I'm done. Bet. And Shelly's like, oh, hold up now. Let's see how far basically says, let's see how far we can take this. Concentrate the dose and see how sick we can make them, is what she said. First off, that's disgusting for someone to say. Let's see how sick we can make them. So then fast forward to after he does that, and apparently he only went 5 milliliters higher than what he did before. Bro, it's the plague. It's the plague, bro. Like, it's like this leprosy. Had boils, leprosy, like, and just died. And like he says, I killed a soup. And even worse, she goes. Obviously, she gets the evil smirk. She's like, "Now make it contagious." And I'm like, "Yo, time out." So basically, they are trying to create a virus that is contagious, that can literally wipe out all soups. So chemical warfare.
Yep.
Normies versus soups.
Yep.
And normies might be winning right now.
And that's how that episode ends.
They just do that on one person. But yeah, so that's how that episode is. So now the most recent episode. Go ahead, Ham, take it over.
All right. So it literally picks up right where he just kind of left off. So as far as Shetty and the doctor goes, She says, he says, yes, we can make it contagious because he locked a bunch of soups up in the room and they all started getting sick together. And basically she goes, okay, can you make it airborne now?
Damn, girl, why are you so greedy?
And so that pans to the group, Emma, Sam, Marie, Kate, and what's his name? Andre. There you go. They basically are like, okay, cool, we got to split up. So she's like, Kate's like, okay, what I'll basically do is she's like, I'm gonna go to Shetty's house. He's like, they were trying to meet up with Shetty, and Shetty answered the phone and was like, hey, I got something to do. Just go to my house, make yourself some food. I'll be there. She's like, but take your medicine, Kate. She made sure to mention that again. And so then she hangs up the phone, and Kate's like, she's not there, but I'll go to the house and wait for her. And Kate, because she hasn't taken her medicine, like her powers are kind of evolving. She's able to hear people's thoughts. So they hear, she's hearing.
She always has been able to do, because they did show that when she woke up. But yeah, she's able to hear thoughts, and the pills that the medicine has been suppressing those
now
voices.
It's like, because she hasn't, I guess, like, you know, been taking it. Well, that's she hasn't been taking, but even the pills, she hasn't been able to like control it. So she's just hearing everything. So she's hearing Jordan, Marie, and Andre like, no, I don't know if I can trust her. No, I gotta do it. So Andre's like, yo, I'm gonna go with you. She's like, no, you shouldn't. He's like, no, I'm gonna go with you. So they're gonna go to Shetty's house. And Jordan and Maria are like, all right, cool. We got to go talk to Victoria Newman because she's going to be coming in here. He's like, we got to go let her know. He's like, but we need evidence. So like, cool, let's go break into the, what's it called? Let's go break into Shetty's office.
Oh, okay.
So Kate and Andre head over to Shetty's house, and they're sitting there and they turn on the TV. Andre's dad is giving an interview. They're talking to this one of the this guy. I forget his name.
How much a bitch Andre's dad is, bro?
Nigga.
Yeah,
just you wait. Shit, so he's sitting there talking to him, and he starts talking, and he kind of just like stops. And then the host kind of picks up and catches on. He's like, yeah, so da 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 da. And while he's talking, he like it looks at him. He kind of just like moves his arm a little bit. And then it pans to Kate and Andre, and they're like talking about it. He's like, Kate, it's okay. Like, don't worry about it. And he looks to the screen, and because he sees shit flying on the TV screen, his dad starts having a seizure, bro. And his dad, his controls metal.
Yeah.
Bro, nigga, he starts fucking up. Fucking shit starts flying, bro. Metal shit's flying all around the stage and everything like that, bro. So she's like, Andre, go. They're on campus. So this nigga, Andre, bro, huffing over this one. Kate's at the house. Andre runs over there, and by the time he gets there, they have his dad on a gurney. And they're like, we got to take him to the hospital. They're like, get in. Nigga, they're on the fucking ambulance, bro. His dad starts having another seizure. So the fucking ambulance fucking side door starts closing in, and Andre's trying to hold it back. So the other side starts closing in, and Andre goes like this, bro, to try to hold that back. But the scissors start flying. It cuts the damn ambulance lady in the face. The fucking fire extinguisher flies off the thing, bashes her in the head, bro. Like, he's like, but Andre's like,
body's unconscious,
bro. It's kind of dope to show, but it shows like Andre ain't that strong, bro. Because obviously his dad's power's on top because he's sleeping. It's just like uncontrolled, but he's barely holding this. And they make it to the hospital basically, and Andre was like, "I'm sorry, I'm not there. I know I've had a lot going on," and they're calling Andre to like let him know some stuff, which I'll tell you what Jordan and Marie are doing. But Kate texts him, come to Shetty's house, and he just puts the phone down and stays with his dad. He's like, "Nah, I'm here." So that's Andre. Kate's at the house. Okay. It's pan to Jordan and Marie. So Jordan and Marie sneak into Shetty's office, and they're trying to basically like find proof. Blah, blah, blah. And Marie goes, and she basically like looks in the drawer, and there's like another compartment underneath the drawer. So she lifts it up and she pulls out this blue folder. This is where you get an understanding for Shetty. So she pulls out the folder, opens it, and she's like, Homelander? What does this have to do about Homelander? And then she looks and she sees a guy's name with the last name Shetty and a girl's name with the last name Shetty. And basically, her husband and daughter were on the plane in The Boys, the one that Homelander destroyed.
I saw that episode. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's why. And then, so they're like, so basically like, oh, she's mad at the Soups for fucking, what happened. But then the doctor walks into her office, so they're hiding under the desk, and he's drunk as shit. He's all like, "Yeah, bitch, you want me to make it airborne? You want it to be contagious? La da da da." And he like takes a drink of her liquor and then pisses in the liquor to fill it back up, puts it on her desk, and throws the fucking thing on. And Marie goes, "What does that mean by making it contagious?" And she's like, so they break out and they're like, "We got to go talk to Victoria Newman." So Victoria Newman was I think she's running for like, she's the one that's running against Vought, basically, or she works for Vought. I forget exactly what it is, but she's in the 3rd and 4th season, basically. And in The Boys, which I don't think Deering is caught up in, we basically find out later in that season that bitch is super. We didn't know exactly what her powers is because in one of the scenes in The Boys,
Shetty, not Victoria, Shetty, yeah.
No, Victoria.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay, gotcha.
Victoria. Okay. So, because in one of the scenes in The Boys, she's in the courtroom. I was telling D-Rain about this, and heads start exploding, and you're like, "Dog, what the hell? Like, what the fuck is going on?" And then at the end of the season, you kind of see her with her eyes. You see a head explode, and you see her standing out, looking at the person basically from outside, and her eyes are glossed over, and that's when we figure out she's a super. We don't know where her powers are. So, boom. Jordan, Maria running, and they're like, "Fuck, we got to get past security guards." Jordan's like, "Don't worry, I'll make a distraction." Jordan walks up to the girl. You remember the girl that made the video about Emma when she basically, he's like, "Hey, aren't you the one that messed with Emma?" Yeah, he's like, "Aren't you the one that messed with Emma?" She's like, "Yeah, but it wasn't like that." Jordan dead light punch, boom, broke her jaw, dog. Like, but she snapped her jaw back in place and just starts a whole fight, bro. Boom, boom. Marie gets in. She's like, Victoria, I want to see you." And Victoria looks and she goes, "You're Marie. Come on, sit down. I want to talk to you." And basically they're talking and she's like, "Yeah, you know what I mean?" She's like, she's like, "Yeah, just, look at me." And Marie, this is another level up for Marie. Marie's sitting there looking, bro, at her, and she starts looking at her blood, and then she sees like blue in her blood. She goes, "Oh, you have V. You have compound V in your blood." She's like, "Yep, I'm a super." And she's like, "Well, what is your power?" She goes, "Let me see your knife." Marie gives her a knife. Victoria cuts her hand, bro, manipulates the blood and puts it back in her hand. She's a blood manipulator too. She's from the exact same place Marie is from too. Bro. So you're just like, so it's basically Maria's like, well, tells her everything about Shetty. And Victoria's like, "Okay, don't worry about it. I'll handle it." And so then they get a text from Kate. So then it pans to Jordan and Marie pulling up on Kate in the house with Shetty. And what's it called? And then Sam and Emma are there too. Okay. So they pull up and Kate don't have her gloves on and her eyes are red. Right? She has like blood vessels coming out of her eyes because she's like basically telling them. And then that's when Shetty reveals like, "Yeah, Homelander killed my parents." And she's like, "Yeah, I'm making this virus to make it contagious so it can kill all the supers." She's like, "All of you guys are gonna die." And then Kate dead ass goes, "It's time, Indira." And she pulls a knife from behind her back, bro, and just slits her throat right in front of everybody. And then this is the part, bro. So she slits her throat and Marie goes to walk up and Kate touches her. She says, "Don't do anything." And Deadass goes, "I'm sorry, you got to relive this moment." And because, she slit her mom's throat. So Marie is just sitting there looking at Indira, and it's like a flashback to where her mom's throat was slit on the floor bleeding and she can't even save her. She's just watching her die. And Kate's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, you got to relive this." So that happens. So Shetty is all dead, and that's all that. So now they're kind of stuck. We're like, what the fuck do we do next? And the episode ends with Victoria pulling up to the doctor, and she's like, "Yeah, what's it called? So this is everything for it?" He's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "You're the only one that can make this, right?" And he's like, "Yep." And so he gave it to him. He's like, "We're on the same side, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, we are." And she walks to the car. And she's like, he's like, "Everything's going to be safe for me." She's like, "Yeah, I got it all figured out." Gives him a card. She walks back to the car, bro, and is standing outside the door. He looks at the card. The card is blank, and then blood starts dripping from his nose. He goes, "Oh, the air must be," boom, head exploded. And she gets in the car and drives off. End of the episode. Bro, so I want you to still watch it so you can be able to like
watching it,
because I kind of like went through some stuff, but like dog, shit got crazy real fucking fast, bro.
How many episodes of that is there left? Like, or was that it?
No, no, that's not it. Hell no, hell no. No, I'll double check how many episodes.
We'll figure it out.
But yeah, bro, it's this possibly the best episode in the thing right now because of how much it's happened. You know what I mean?
Bro,
everything that went on.
Both episodes, man. Yeah.
Let's see.
While he's looking that up, guys, I do want to give a shout out to everybody that was in chat that was hanging out. Bing jumping in to talk to Loki stuff with us.
A total of 8 episodes. So we only have one more. Next week is the finale.
This is it. This is it.
Let's get
Ghost, Russ, Breezy. I thank you guys for showing up as always. We'll probably talk a lot of Gen V next week then, since it's its last episode. Oh, that actually will work out because then the week after is when Loki should be over, right?
Yep. Loki finishes up next week, so we'll talk more Loki that week. Yeah. But
yes.
we appreciate everybody, man. Hopefully you guys have a good rest of your week, dude. We'll be live again with Buzzing this week, don't you worry. But yeah, we love you guys. Stay safe, check in on your family. Like Darian said, check on your health, man. Keep yourself.
Keep your health
Take care of yourself. Take care of yourselves.
All right, adios, guys. See ya.
Deuces.
RNG? I don't even know what that means.
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative.
You know what's nice?
Gets the people going.
Random news. RNG. TGP.
TGP
Random news
presents
generator. RNG. RNG. Real nigga games. Random news. RNG. Random number generator. RNG. Real nigga games. RNG. TGP. Random news. Random news. RNG. Random news.
Real nigga games.
Samurai Black. D-Ring.
Random numbers.
TGP. RNG. Random news. Random news generator.